all gone to museums and witnessed amazing art, but how many of us have had the opportunity to go behind the scenes to see the very beginning of an idea? Musicians, writers, and visual artists go through a process to make their art. What they all have in common is some form of journal or sketchbook. Many artists develop their ideas and problems in these books. American painter Edward Hopper was known for his haunting images of isolated people and city life. He worked in the first half of the 20th century and focused on American life. Let's compare some original sketches from Edward Hopper to his finished paintings. Look carefully at the details. Through each revision, they change. Artists make many decisions when working on their ideas: what to leave in, what to take out, or what to completely change. This one is called Hotel Lobby, painted in 1943. Can you see what is different in the finished piece? Let's try it again. Look at this sketch. Focus on the details. This is called Gas, painted in 1940. What did he change? What did he keep? This is one of the first images of Office at Night from 1940. See the change? But he's not done yet. Look at their body language. Now look at it again. This is the finished painting. What did he take out? How does that change the feeling of the picture? This simple-looking sketch doesn't look like very much, turned into one of the most recognizable paintings of our time. Can you tell what it is? Don't know it yet? Here's another hint. This one is a giveaway. Still not sure? It's called Nighthawks Done in 1942. Unfortunately, you've probably seen a copy of this at the mall, and contrary to popular belief, Elvis and Marilyn Monroe are not in the original painting. I have some personal sketchbook images to share with you. You'll see that some really great illustrations start as nothing. I mean really, nothing, just a scribble. Many of my pictures come from short stories I've written. This one was about a girl and a dog isolated in a tall tower. Here I practiced making textures for the tower and sky. With each drawing, I change something. That's really important. It's how you make your pictures better. This is a detail from the finished painting. Here I decided to make the tower on an angle to make it look even more isolated and scary. The roof itself is on a separate piece of paper, so it looks even more three-dimensional. The car was an afterthought, so I glued it on later. This is the whole picture. Textures are really important to the overall look of an image, so I made the swirls in the clouds. I used a rag to make the ground look rough. I wiped the sky while it was still wet to give it an eerie feeling. There is, however, a mistake in this image. Can you find it? It's important to realize there are no rules when it comes to your sketchbook. This sketch was done in watercolor, and I felt that something was missing. I did it again in oils, which takes longer to dry, but they blend very well. If you look carefully, you can see I made textures by scraping tools into the paint. It's also fun to add in a joke. In this watercolor painting, the textures in the background almost overpower the girls' faces. Here I placed crumpled cellophane over wet watercolor. For the building, I added sand into my paint. When your drawing isn't cutting it, try adding details. It will make it come alive. Remember, all great art started somewhere. Sometimes a scribble can evolve into something much more. This image was collaged together. The lions, cab, road, building, just about everything you see is paper collage. Sometimes things are hidden in the details. What do you think these are made of? Let's flip it and see. If you look to the left, you'll see that they're actually magazine pictures of buildings. It's up to you to make something from nothing. Let's take a look at how some of my other images evolved from scribbles. I made a series of images based on fear. I often write notes to myself around the drawings as reminders. I've added scary faces in the shadows and made him very small because that's how he feels compared to his fear. If you look carefully at the shadow, you'll see a face. Whoever said fear can't be fun? I made a sketch of a mad scientist. Hopefully this doesn't remind you of any of your teachers. I first painted it in watercolor and added collage pieces, but I wasn't crazy about it. I wanted it to be more intense, so I did it again, yes, I did it again, in oil paint and textured papers. You can decide which one you like best. When making art, you are making hundreds of decisions, what to leave in, add, change, or eliminate. To me, those lines looked like teeth of a huge monster. So I thought, what could be in them? Then I thought, what if something else was attacking the monster? It's almost done. The person is still missing. Next, I thought about dreams and what we're afraid of at night. The sketch on the top right is in the finished piece. From there, I thought of a little boy hiding in bed, and I ended up with this. See the squid from the other painting? And the detail on the dresser? This was one of the ugliest sketches I have ever made. But in the end, he turned out pretty cute. Here's a before and after of another image. Like I said, adding color, texture, and details make a huge difference. You could also try adding a funky border if you think it needs something else. This was based on a story of a woman who is overworked and just snaps. This is the finished piece. See how it came together? Of course, you use your imagination while drawing in your sketchbook, but sometimes our best ideas come from real life. All you have to do is try.